Welcome to Crafty Hints. I'm Chantel. I'm happy to have you here today, and we'll be doing a few ornaments. So let's get to DIY 1. I started out with these craft sticks and some coffee stir sticks, and I'm just marking those off. I'm going to be making 2 different types of sleighs, so I marked those off where I want to trim those just using my miter shears. You could also use scissors, whatever, works best for you, but the miter shears I like give you a nice straight cut. Next, I'm using some Gorilla wood glue, and that will help adhere them together. When I trimmed these, I made the sides just a little bit shorter than the 2 in the center. Usually a sled is a little bit tapered, so that's what we're going to go with here. The coffee stir sticks I found on Amazon, and I can link those below. Sometimes you can find them at Walmart or Staples of all places. So here I'm using a coffee stir stick, and I'm taking some antique wax. I think that's the Home Decor antique wax. The Waverly antique wax works well also. They're both made by Plaid, so great products and very similar. So I just took a wet wipe and went over that. Now I'm working on those skinnier stir sticks for the first sled. And then I had this little tiny thin garland that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby. I wanted to make some little miniature wreaths with it, but I thought it would work well for some greenery for my sled. And then this Jingle Bell garland I found at the Dollar Tree, and I, pulled those off. Here is a little piece of stir stick that I just cut off to go along that front of the sled, and that'll be, when you've got your rope to pull your sled, it's kind of that little brace that holds it. And this is just a piece of jute twine that came from another sign. I liked it because it isn't all frayed. It was nice, and I thought it would add a nice touch. Now I'm just going to attach these bells. I'm going to wrap them around a few times, add a little bit of hot glue, and it kind of looks like holly. I thought it was cute. The little jingle bells add a little bit of, something cute. So get those to work however you want. Add whatever embellishments you want. Another fun thing that you could do with this is personalize it with a Sharpie or a paint pen, writing the year or someone's name. That would be adorable. All right, so we want to put these rails or runners on our sled. So I just put a little bit of hot glue there. And so that'll hold it and get it in place. Now I'm going to tack it on the inside and a little bit on the outside. And depending how sturdy you feel yours is, you might want to cut just a couple more craft sticks or stir sticks to go and place right on top of this. That would just give it, a little more bracing. And I'm just taking that stick and taking off any excess glue there, and it just rubs off nicely. Comes right off that wax. And just stays put where I need it to. All right, a little bit of that jute twine to attach my hanger. And there it is. It'll hang nicely. But I thought it would be cute if I added just a little knot there. So I'm going to see here how much I need, and then I will just tie this around. . And I think that this adds just a cute little, I don't know, old-fashioned touch. It gave it a little bit of something. Who knew what a knot could do, right? And just get that centered back up, and I think it added just what I was looking for. Now I'll glue on my little holly. And there we are. This is part of the 12 Days of Christmas Ornaments Open Playlist hosted by Jackie and Melissa from Crafting in Mimi's World, and Melissa Makes It DIY. Visit these ladies' channels. You will love them. So much Christmas inspiration. Also, there'll be a playlist down below in my description box where you can get a bunch of inspiration from December 1st through December 12th. Let's get to DIY 2. Now, as you remember, I already glued this one together, so I just gave that a coat of crimson, and now I'm just trimming down the rails for this one. So this one was made with the craft sticks, so it's a little bit wider, and I just painted those black. Again, you guys know how to paint, so I won't make you watch that. And now just a little bit of hot glue like I did on the last one. If you watch my channel, you'll notice I try to keep my DIYs around 5 minutes or less because a lot of the steps you already know how to do. You're crafters, you've been doing this, but I try to show enough in case you're just starting out. But everyone can paint. We learned that in grade school. So just want to give you the steps and give you some inspiration. This time when I cut the crossbar there, I'm going to put it up further. I thought this would be cute on this one. You know, up there would be cute. Either way, just trying to show you different ways that you can make this your own. I also decided on this one to show you how to add some extra braces. And here I am, I'm using those scissors for this side. And so I'm going to put one here and then one down lower. And I just want to make sure these are the same length and that we have a nice straight edge. So once I make sure that this is straight, that the rail is straight and I have the glue where I want it, I'm going to just attach this piece. Once it's tacked in place, I'm gonna go back with a little bit of that Waverly ink. You could use black acrylic paint. It just sometimes takes a couple more coats. I like the Waverly chalk paint because it gives you some great coverage, but some apple barrel blacks would be great just as well. All right, now just giving that a quick coat. And as you can see, you can just go back anywhere you snipped anything or anything like that. Just giving this a quick once over. All right, just finishing that up. Now I'm taking a chip brush with a little bit of that ink, just a little bit. It started to go on there a little bit dark, so I'll just come in with a wet wipe and take a little bit off. But I wanted this one a little bit distressed, so just showing you that, coming in with a little bit of that black ink will do that. I think it pulls the black from the rail as well, but I didn't like that little blob in the center, so I just take some of that off, and once it dries a little bit, I'll come back through. I can always come back and do a little bit of red as well. Here I just made a shoelace bow. Pretty quick and simple there. Now I'm just taking that cheap ribbon from Walmart. It's like 47 cents for this nice thin ribbon. That's like the everyday price, 47 or 57 cents, something like that. Now I'm just adding that to the edges and tucking that in place with a little skewer. All right, all we have left to do is attach our bow. Some gold jingle bells might have been cute there too. And I just want to tack this down a little bit so that when it's hanging from the tree, the bow sits there nicely. And there it is. I think it turned out cute. Which is your favorite? Do you like this one or did you like the white one better? Here it is from the tree. All right, let's get to DIY 3. I wanted to take just this little sticker off of these wooden stickers from the Dollar Tree. I'm trying to make skis, and I was trying to figure out what do I have that could be the little circle on the poles, and this is what I came up with. If you can think of something better, I'd love to hear it. I could not think of anything else that I had on hand. Now I'm going to make my skis, and so I'm just trimming the ends off of this craft stick. Now you could do like I did in my sled last year, where you heat that up in a little bit of boiling water and then just bend the stick up at the tips. I did that on my Santa sled. So if you want those bent up at the end, you could do that. I'm painting toothpicks there with a little bit of my brush metal. And now I just took my paint marker and across the ends, I'm just making those a little bit white. This marker had gotten left open, so it wasn't working quite as well as I'd like. Add just a touch of black to the tips. Now I'm taking another toothpick and just shoving it all the way through so that when I do go put it on the skis, I don't take off any paint or anything. It'll just slide right on there easily. I decided to put a little bit of tape down to make some stripes up at the top to line them up. They're not perfect by all means, but I thought they were kind of cute. All right, and I had gone over those stickers with some ink and just gonna push that in place. Oh, I think they're already coming together. All right, next I'm going to take some ribbon and just fold it over. So that's that skinny ribbon I just used on the last sled. It's real thin, so it takes a minute to kind of get that bent over there. But I wanted, you know how skis have those handles that you can put your glove through to hold on to your skis? That's what I wanted to make on the ends of these. So I just bent that over, and I'm just going to glue that right on there. I'm excited to hear which of the 4 ornaments that I've made today is your favorite. So let me know in the description box below. But this is part of the 12 Days of Christmas, as I said, so there will be additional videos. I'm going to do a total of 12 ornaments. So I will do probably 3 videos then and just do 4 per video. But if you look, there will be, more added to this playlist, and I believe there will be another playlist or 2. So I'll always list those because you never know when you're going to stumble upon another great DIYer that you just can't live without their DIYs. There are some amazing crafters on here. All right, so I'm just gluing these in place. Now I'm gluing a little bit of ribbon here. Gosh, you could do these in any color. These would be really cute in a blue also. If my paint pen would have been working better, I started off trying to draw little snowflakes at the end, but it didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped. So here is my skis. Oh, and a sneak peek at the next DIY. All right, our last DIY 4. I had some of this vinyl from the Dollar Tree, and I haven't used it yet I used some red with my Cricut, but it was a little bit fine, and I thought, what else could I use this for? And so I thought it would make a very cute ornament. So I just traced around a little wooden circle. I got the wooden circle in a pack of, I believe, 6, and they're under $2 at Walmart. So I'm just going to work this off here. Kind of acts like a bit like contact paper. And just put that on there, and then I'll line up the other one with the other side and put that one down so that they line up on both sides. Now by tracing around the outer edge, you might have just a little bit that extends beyond your edge. So the quickest way is to take a nail file or some sandpaper and just go right over that. That'll take it right to the edge perfectly. Next, I'm just taking a paint pen and going around the edge. You could definitely use paint or a Sharpie, but that just pulls it all together instead of that raw edge. And I had just a little bit of that vinyl sticking out there. Next, I'm taking a little bit of greenery, trimming that down so that it looks better proportioned to my ornament. It's still kind of long. I think I should have used that shorter greenery that I showed you earlier in the video. That would have worked well. But I used a little bit of green and a little bit of snow flocked. I just thought that that white would look pretty with the white on the ornament. Next, I'm going to take some of these berries. I'm pretty fond of the berries this year. I think they just add that sweet little touch, but I've really been in love with the white and the green and the red. I just love those together, and I think they just pull from each other so pretty. All right, so pretty simple, just gluing those berries on here. And then we're just going to start assembling this ornament. I took another bow. This is ribbon I picked up at Walmart, and I'm just making a short little bow that will, again, just pull it all together. Use some of that thin ribbon. I'll glue this to the back of the bow. by layering this in between the bow and the greenery, it'll help hold it in place just a little bit better. So deciding which side I want to put this on. So I'm just going to put my greenery down and then I'll glue my bow on top. And just holding that in place while that glue sets. And I did just take my lighter, a little bit out of frame, and I just tapped the edges of that bow so they didn't start to fray. It's just a super quick touch with that lighter. And next I've got, for my cricket, I just did, I cut out Joy. You could use any stickers you have. You could use some paint. You could use a paint pen, a Sharpie, whatever you want. You could put someone's name, but I thought this turned out pretty with this little touch. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it enough to subscribe and like it, and give me a comment again, which is your favorite. I apologize, I do see that my microphone was acting just a little bit funny, so thanks for hanging in there with me. Let's take one more look.